Quickly from today's results, we had 3 break-even trades, and they were mainly my fault, to be honest. I took off 3 trades, 3 attempts. I wasn't confused on the bias, but I was very cautious, and that resulted in me not realizing any gains on the trades that I took. So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another update. Today is Wednesday, the 19th of August 2026, and here is what I did today. Ended the day $3.44 in profit. That is basically break even. And most of the trades, well, all 3 of the trades that I took actually went into profit. And the main one, the first one that I took, if I had just stick with that one, it would have been a good win. It would have been a great win, actually. I would have actually made some good profit if I had just held on and not be so coward and just hold and get the little profit. So actually, I had a bullish bias, but when I saw how the market was reacting, I decided to take a sell instead. And when I took that sell, I was a bit coward. I took a regular size, but I went break even too quick to protect it because it was right in the volatile time of the market, and I just didn't trust my stop to respect it. So here is where I entered. I didn't trust this rejection triple top before rolling over, and I literally entered, and before the market came down, if I just waited for a close like this. But it was inside of the macro, and it was after a little after the 9:30 open. So right here is 9:30. Right inside of here is 9:30. We had a push down spike up. I waited, and when I realized that we could actually sell here using this 15 minute, because I was looking at this is a 15-minute open as well as a 30-minute open. I should have just left my stop at the highs here and just trusted this sell off, and I would have made a pretty decent gain from just catching all of this. I could have added here and just hold until say even down here, but honestly at the time I just thought it was a sell coming into this 15-minute gap, and I didn't even expect it to sell that far. I was thinking maybe we go and push down and then run back up. So my bias was bullish after how we did in the pre-market session, and we opened at 9:30. So the 4 hour candle had opened with a long wick to the downside, and then we ended up pushing up, and I thought that was the Judas swing for the day, and maybe this today was just a small pullback, and we would have eventually run back into new high of day, and we would have ended up reversing. But today was just a big seek and destroy, and you're going to see it on the 15-minute and on the 1 hour. I'm not sure if you're going to see it so clearly on this time frame, because it looks like you could have caught both sells and buys, but honestly, it wasn't the easiest market to trade. So if I show you the second entry that I took a buy here because I was trusting little OB as well as the new day opening gap, and this is actually the daily open. This big red line here is the daily open. We actually flip it red here and turn back up. So I was thinking we come down here and we're going to try push up this 4 hour candle before the 10 o'clock candle open, and the 6 to 10 would have closed. So my idea was taking another buy here, and I did execute that. It went into profit by about say 40 points, 46 there about points, and I went break even. I got stopped out again. I wanted us to rally up into the highs here, and this was my draw and liquidity, and that's what I was hoping that would have gotten run. We didn't get that. break even, and actually right where it made the high, this would have been a perfect entry on the 5 minute time frame to catch a sell. Right here would have been a nice little fair value gap to catch a sell, you know, and I missed out on that as well. I attempted here another buy again, and I was being very cautious. I just took a little 0.2 lot size on here, and I made about $50 before it come back down. Didn't lock in anything. I wanted us to go higher. I was thinking maybe we push down here and this would have been a nice little reversal, but the market was being very aggressive with this sell. I'm glad I didn't attempt another entry down here because I would have been stopped out. You know, I waited for confirmation, and that's why I waited for actually um the candle to almost close before I attempted. And I was going to even add into it, but by this time it was basically work time. You know, this was basically a few minutes before work time because this is 10 o'clock here, which is um practically my work time. 10 o'clock is my work time, which is 9 o'clock my time. And I had to get off the chart. So unless we were going to get a nice rally where I could have went break even, and that was what I was hoping for, I could just easily manage and partial. I wasn't going to get a chance to take another entry. But we end up coming down for a final sweep of the day, and this is tapping way into the weekly fair value gap and way deeper into a daily demand level before reversing. So this would have been a nice entry at the lows here, you know, nice entry at the lows here. I could have caught this thing if I was actually patient and on the charge, because I see so many people catch this trade here. This is a nice flip here. We have a inversion, we have a change in the state of delivery as well, and we have a retest of this order block here. Nice retest of this order block. Even though it's outside of the macro window, even if you take it from here, your stop would have been below here and it would have been safe. And if you add another entry here, it would have been perfect. Another entry add over here, and actually when you see this candle open, this is where the new 10 o'clock candle open, and you could have caught a nice push anywhere from here. This is more than 100 points in the reversal from lower day to up here. This is actually 200 points. This is more than enough for me. And so you could have caught another entry here inside of the macro, another one over here, right here, into the high of the this would have been lunchtime, but by then I'm done. I'm off the charts. I can't trade that part in time. So I missed out on all of that, and then we ended up rolling over. So you got another sell opportunity right here and right here, coming all the way back down, and even PM session you got another sell opportunity down here. But you know, it is what it is. That is just how it plays out, and I can't do anything about it because I'm not on the charts. I'm not focused. I can't do anything more. So yeah, that is the result of today. But going over the price action on the higher time frame, looking at the daily and the 4 hour, this is where we actually tapped into the weekly fair value gap. So we came way deeper into it now, you know, not at 50% all the way down here, but this is actually a very deep push inside of that fair value gap. And I was hoping for a rally today. So this candle went up to here, and I wanted us to continue up and reverse this week. But I don't know if we get that tomorrow or if we're going to continue selling off, because now we have support to the downside and resistance to the upside. So it still could go either way, and based off this close, it's not giving me any indication that we could go higher or lower. So we could actually open, and this could actually be forming a week before we turn to the downside right now. And this could be the draw and liquidity all the way down here. So we have this no wick candle down here, and it's actually an equal low, so we could actually come back down to run these lows, or we could be going back to all-time highs. Whichever way, I'm going to see if I can be a part of that move. So that is how we look on Nasdaq on the higher time frame, going down to the 4 hour. So we had a much better close on US 30 and the 4 hour. Let me look at the daily. So stronger close. We pushed up, but we did not sustain the rally. Um, we didn't even run the previous daily high. So the previous daily low, but this is showing me some type of indication, some type of SMT. So maybe this is now a bull flag for us to expand higher on the US 30. And US 500, we had a green close as well. We didn't close above prior day high, but we went pretty close to it. And we actually run previous daily low and tapped into this weekly as well as daily fair value gap. So this gave us maybe enough discount for us to run higher. So this could maybe drag up Nasdaq, and we get a nice little push there. But on the 4 hour time frame, it looks like a mess on the Nasdaq. So all of this rejection, we ended up coming into this demand level on the 4 hour, and we spent majority of the day inside of here. You know, right now it looks like we're trying to push up for the new day, and right now it's pushing without me because I just got home from work and I didn't get an entry from that area right there. So missing out on that again. If we get a pullback later on in London, if I'm up, maybe I can get an entry there. But let us see what we actually get um going into tomorrow. We still a ways off from the weekly open. It would take a decent size candle to push, and this is now the target. The immediate target is this daily fair value gap created from today's candle and the candle from Monday. So we could reject from here and continue lower, but if we actually get to engulf this area and close up here, then this would be a strong sign that we want to go back higher, and it would look very nice tapping into this fair value gap and flipping green. But even if we get a strong close by the end of the week, um August only has a next week left, so let us see what we actually get. That is the 4 hour time frame. Going down now to actually should look at gold. So gold, we had another strong close today, very decent push, but this is just pure momentum. I think from the news that came out today, some type of news we got today, and we just push here, and so we close up here with no wick. So this is confirming upside on gold, and from this close right here on the daily time frame, engulfing the previous sell candle, this is setting up for a nice change in the state of delivery, a order block farm here, so we could come back to retest this at some point in time and then push higher. So the giant liquidity looks to be confirmed that we want to break higher on gold. On oil, we had an indecisive day, so we tried to make a new high, but we push up and we couldn't sustain the rally. So right now we are selling. We sold back off and close indecisive. So we could continue higher or we could reverse. It's anyone's guess at that point in time. So yeah, that is the higher time frame. Quickly going down to the 1 hour time frame. Like I said, today was a pretty choppy day. Seek and destroy. When I'm analyzing all of this area right here, as you can see, where we open over here, and hold on, we open over here, right here. And when we made this first push inside of the fair value gap, I was looking at, yes, we run the previous daily low and the previous weekly low. So yeah, we can continue up. And then we did another push. This is London session where we did this sweep. And when we did a nice CSID here, I was expecting us to continue. So I was actually going to take an entry right here when we came back to retest this other block in the morning, but I didn't want to repeat the same thing that I did yesterday and get stopped out. So I refrained from entering and I missed out on this large push, even though I think it was driven by news before market open. So when I saw that big close up there, I'm saying, whoa, looks like we want to go higher, but I'm not going to chase it all the way up here. So I waited for the 9:30 open and I was hoping that this pullback would have came, maybe to equilibrium of this candle, retesting this breakout level, and we would have gotten a push from there. So this would have been a nice push. Even if we come down to the open for extreme, we would have flipped back and go back upside. But we didn't do that. But right now, this is still looking like a nice market maker buy model. And we actually did triple sweep on this move. We came back to retest. This is a rejection block from the close here, and so we actually gap up. So um this could be a sign that we want to go higher, so we could target this high going into the latter part of Asian and London if the momentum is there, and we could continue pushing up into tomorrow. But like I say, let us see. This was a nice entry right here, but I didn't expect this candle to push all the way down and take out back this low right here. So I was very surprised by this, and it's a good thing that I didn't force any entries because I would have been stopped out right there. And looking at the 15-minute time frame, you can see a further development of that market maker buy model, and you can see the areas we were rejected from. We spent majority of the day inside of this range right here, and we did the extreme down here and the extreme up here. So the best trades of the day, you could have gotten an entry down here at London open, or you could have gotten this at London high, or an entry right here in pre-market to capture this high. And where we sold from is actually a supply level, but I wasn't even paying attention to that because I wasn't bearish. I'm not at the place where I take buy or sell trades like that from just zones. If I was maybe looking at this chart at that point in time, then I would have possibly caught this sell or be more confident, because I could have just sold it with like a point two risking above these highs, and I would have caught a nice run for the day. So missing out on all of that run, trying to capture it here, thinking we're going to come back up, but the trend was switched. So pretty difficult day, in my opinion. Seek and destroy is never easy to trade, especially when you're not focused. So we came down and run this low again, and you would have expected us to reverse from that long wick that you see here, but it was also a 4 hour open right here. So we did come down for another sweep, and that is how the timing and the time frame alignment comes in. This is a key reversal area, taking out the previous liquidity and then catching the reversal higher. We didn't make a new higher day, but this was enough to capture, and the rest of the day wasn't much fun to trade. So yeah, that is how we played out today. Tomorrow, like I said, I don't know what we get, but those were the best opportunities for the day, and hoping for some better conditions tomorrow. Some beautiful trades played out. You just had to be there, had to be disciplined, and had to be patient and catching the right timing, and you could have caught some good moves. So that is where we leave things this evening. Not even going to look at trading view because I already go over the best moves. The sell would have been good, and the buy here or the buy inside of here, because I was going to take a buy inside of here and I hesitated, so missed out on that. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow with another update. Peace.